The poor father watched his 3 sons grow up day by day. When the youngest son came of age, the father told them to go find work. He asked each son to bring back a suit of clothes after 1 year. So, the 3 brothers set off together, and when they reached a crossroads, they said their goodbyes and went down separate paths. Martin walked into a forest, where he met a toad. The toad asked Martin if he would work for her, doing tasks like sawing wood and chopping firewood. Every night, he would have to put the toad to bed, and in the morning, he would go and fetch her. After hearing this, Martin decided to stay and work for the toad. Following his boss's instructions, Martin worked diligently every day, chopping wood. Meanwhile, the toad spent her days practicing swimming in a pond. A year quickly passed. The toad praised Martin for his excellent work and allowed him to pick a suit of clothes from the storeroom, which he could take home. At the crossroads, Martin met his 2 brothers again. When they learned he had worked for a toad, they couldn't help but laugh at him. However, when Martin showed them the clothes, the 2 brothers grew a little jealous. Back at home, the 3 brothers lived together for a while, until their father once again told them to go find work. This time, he asked them to bring back some wine. The 3 brothers said their goodbyes beneath the big tree, and once again, each took their separate path. Martin returned to the toad, continuing his work as a carpenter. But this year, the workload was twice as much as the last. Despite this, Martin finished the tasks, and the toad instructed him to go to the wine cellar, find an empty bottle, and fill it with her favorite wine. So, Martin filled the bottle with wine and set off for home. Once again, the 3 brothers met beneath the big tree. When the 2 older brothers saw the bottle of wine in Martin's hands, they thought he would disappoint their father. Back at home, Martin took out the biggest wine barrel and began to pour wine into it. The brothers laughed at him until their expressions suddenly changed, because it seemed the wine in Martin's bottle never ran out. When the family tasted the wine, they were all amazed. They had never tasted such delicious wine. At that moment, the father mentioned that the sons were now of marrying age, so he sent them to find wives. The toad told Martin that this year, he needed to speed up and chop down the entire forest and stack the wood neatly. Martin immediately agreed and finished all the work before the year's end. The toad boss instructed Martin to put himself and his bed on top of the woodpile. Once everything was ready, the toad told Martin to light the fire. Then, he would see frogs jumping into the fire from all directions. Martin had no choice but to follow the toad's orders and lit the wood. Sure enough, there was a commotion around him. The flames shot up into the sky. Martin was deeply upset, so he decided to take a nap. As he fell asleep, a magnificent palace appeared on the vacant land beside him. The toad turned into a beautiful young woman. It turned out that this princess, along with everyone in the castle, had been cursed and turned into frogs. Only an honest and upright young man, who obeyed the princess's every command, could break the curse. It was clear that Martin was the one the princess needed.